Other talk stations use words like savage. Sounds brutal. Hey, it's all good. Your superstation. AM 1050. News Talk KCAA.
You're ready for the pain and feel completely dirty when you're done. Arvin, are you ready for blast off?
I told you not to eat Indian food, man.
How are you blasted off? Prematurely.
We are
The Three Guys Rant.
Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
I already feel dirty.
Call us at 855-693-GUYS.
And if you didn't understand that, let me tell it to you in English, because that was Puerto Rican. You are listening to The Three Guys Rant. 855-69-3-GUYS. That's 693-4897.
693?
I love me some Three Guys.
All right, we're back for another edition of The Three Guys Rant here on NBC News Radio, KCAA. What the call letters?
1050?
1050 a.m. I was going to say 1510. All of a sudden, we've been speaking Spanish. But 1050 a.m., and for those of you that are streaming live, you can always find us at the3guysrant.com or arvinmikeandphil.com. Stream it, and you're going to notice that we're about 900 pounds shorter today.
We're light today. That diet is working.
I mean, we got the movements of Baryshnikov going on right now.
Yep.
And,
if you notice, if you're streaming, and obviously if you're listening, you know Arvin is not in studio because he would have been running out the mouth already, because you can't put a microphone in his face.
Well, the problem is, even if we do put a microphone in front of his face, he gets out 6 words, starts laughing, and can't talk.
Yep.
So
so he's not here today. So if you want to call in and talk smack about him, please.
Or if you'd like to call in and have an intelligent conversation, please, because Arvin won't be here.
Right. And the number is 855-69-3-GUYS.
Or 693-4897. No, you were looking at me funny. I thought something was going on. Okay, so as we get into today's show, one of the things I wanted to complain about, and this goes out to a certain station manager. You know, Mike and I have many friends in many categories. We don't judge. We don't, you know, I wouldn't say we don't make fun of, because we do ridicule quite a few people.
Yeah, especially behind their back.
I would like to say to our black brethren out there, please stop including Mike in your movement. All you're doing is making it go to his head. Mike thinks he's black.
It's not, my brother. If I drop trowel right now, you're gonna say, "Oh, damn, you're right." I've told you, I'm black from the waist down.
And I'm gonna say that the African American community doesn't want you,
bro. I've been claimed by them.
Okay,
from
you come from a third world country, came over on a banana boat, and they don't want you,
bro. You know what Puerto Ricans are. We're a mix of black, Spaniards, and Taínos.
Okay, first of all, you're not black,
bro.
Okay. So I just wanted to, for those of you that are listening right now who know who I'm talking about, please stop including Mike in your cause, because
that just sounds like the brother trying to keep the man, like the man trying to keep the brother down again. You see?
And I'm sure your cohorts that are listening are going to be calling in. But all right, let's get into today's show. So it's been a bad week. I mainly feel bad for my wife because I could give a crap otherwise, but the Lakers suck.
They don't suck. They've lost 2 games. What are you talking about? It's a best of 7. They've lost 2 games.
See, and that's why, to me, once again, I'm going to tell you why your sport sucks. We talk about this every year. What is this best of 7 crap, dude?
You know what? Sports sucks.
One game. One game.
A sport where you can have the worst record in the league and still make it into the playoffs, like in football, because of a wild card or some other stupid crap that you guys come up with.
Hey.
And you may have the best record. You can go undefeated and still not make it to the Super Bowl. How the hell does that work?
Because that's how men play.
Yeah, that's how
you
men
go
play.
to play. Soccer's the same way.
Yeah.
Soccer is the same way. You can have the best record and not make it a World Cup.
Okay.
Because that's where men play. Not that girly girl sport that you like, where a bunch of 7-foot women crying because they slapped each other, and your team sucks. So much so, your team is so bad that the commissioner of basketball says he misses that moron Kobe tweeting from his bed because that was entertaining more than your team.
Well, what can you do? They're hurt. There's nothing you can do
about
about
it. So what, $1 billion payroll, all that star power, and they can't win a game.
Okay, and what is the Cowboys' payroll, and how far do they go?
Hey, dude, I'm not like you, though. I don't sit here and lie. I tell you straight up. The Cowboys suck because their owner's insane, Okay, and their quarterback is worthless. Why we're paying him $160 million? I don't know. But you are not a realist. You will defend the Lakers until the end of time because you
The
won't
Lakers
acknowledge
are
your
going to
team
go
sucks.
all the way.
I wish Arvin was here because the next was out of
We
his
just
mouth.
lost 2 games, man. It's all part of the strategy. Now we're going to come back here to LA. We're going to win 3, and we're going to take one over there.
Okay, well, that remains to be seen.
Now,
So-
we got some really more bad news today. Steve Nash is probably not going to play tomorrow. Steve Blake is not going to play tomorrow. And Meeks is not going to play tomorrow. So I think tomorrow is going to be D'Antoni playing. I think they're bringing in Phil Jackson. He's going to play guard again.
So do you want Kobe to come back, Bo?
And I think Jeannie Buss is going to play.
Play on his crutches?
So we're going to pull it out somehow.
You guys suck. You're not going to win tomorrow. You're insane.
We're going to pull it out somehow.
No, man. No. Not a chance. Not a chance.
You're just a hater, man.
I am. I absolutely am a hater. Like I said, I have no. Okay, but I'm a hater of all basketball, though. To me, I don't know. It's just boring. It's pathetic. All right. So as we talk about that, one of the things, for these overpaid crybabies, I was, preparing for today's show. I don't know if you happen to know who Elon Musk is.
No.
Elon Musk, he's the one of the originators of PayPal and
So he's
Tesla
filthy
Motor.
rich.
Yeah. What's funny about him in the last couple of days is he is so bothered by the 405 expansion. So for those of you who live on the West Coast, you know about Carmageddon. You know that the Wilshire on-ramp was closed. That there's they're trying to widen the 405.
Right.
So that way you can go from being torturously slow to just slow.
Right.
And apparently yesterday they announced that they're over budget. What a surprise. And they're going to miss their deadline by about a year.
Is that all?
Yeah. Yes. Again, to me, it seemed like any other day.
And I bet you this is one of those cost-plus contracts.
I'm sure it's something stupid like that because we don't hold contractors to the contracts anymore like we used to. I mean, you hear stories of how when they built Hoover Dam, it came in under budget and ahead of schedule. We don't do that anymore because, in today's overpaid world and, insanity that is our government, we just,
Well,
So-
that's because back then they were using non-union labor,
Oh, well, let's not get started on that
so
one.
they knew how to work.
Yeah, let's just start offending everybody. But so he found a group, and he donated $50,000 to the group, which really went nowhere. And he was
what was the
trying-
group supposed to do?
Well, the group they're an advocacy group to try to get the contractor to move faster, to act as a conduit between a lot of the residents and the people. One of them is a Westwood group, and it's called Angelinos Against Gridlock. Okay, it was founded by David Murphy, and they were hoping to hasten the development and repair of the infrastructure in California and nationwide. So okay, fine. Well, what's so funny is I just wanted to throw it out there to Mr. Musk. If you want to just throw away $50,000, send it to us.
Right.
I'm sure we could be just as ineffective at helping the 405 move forward as anybody else.
We'll go out there with signs and banners and just bring traffic to a halt.
Absolutely.
Make sure people realize.
What we'll do is you let us know what time you got to leave your house. You give us the $50,000, and we'll just stand out there and slow down traffic so you can get on the freeway.
Right.
But what was so funny is, now he's offering more money. He's offering to pay the overtime. He's offering to pay for the extra workers. He's saying that, hey, let's get it done.
So this private citizen with pockets that are deep enough to actually pull this off is offering to pay it, to
Again,
expedite it.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Now,
Because
Jerry Brown, I hope you're listening. I hope you read that somewhere.
he's open to pay the cost of adding the workers to widen the project as a contribution to the city and my own happiness. If I can actually make a difference, I would gladly contribute funds and ideas. I've super had it. So, along with those eloquent words, he'd
Now,
like to
why
throw
doesn't he buy
money.
a helicopter and just fly over all the
but you know what's
losers
funny
driving?
is, okay, so now they're saying they're $100 million over budget. So as you go on to read the article and, you read up some of the updates, they're saying that the reason Caltrans can't pull the trigger is because they don't know where they're going to get the extra $100 million because the project was slated, wait for it, for $1 billion.
And they're already over budget.
They're already over budget on $1 billion.
And a year behiund.
And a year behind.
Nice.
Because they weren't aware of the underground utilities, and some of the sound walls had to be torn down and rebuilt. It's just, on and on and on. And, a lot of people are commenting that how is it we continue. Now, the downside is this is the same group who saved us from Carmageddon, who they came in slightly under budget and way ahead of schedule and were able to knock it out. But I'm like, okay, so you knocked down 2 bridges. How
Right.
does knocking down 2 bridges say you can do the same thing on widening a freeway?
How long is the project? Do you know in miles? the
Originally,
length?
if I understood correctly, it was only supposed to be about 9 months.
No, but I mean in distance wise, how
Oh, you know
is
what?
it-
I could not find that.
Okay.
That's exactly what I wanted to know to see what $1 billion was going to be
I
spent
don't know,
on.
'cause I mean the 405 goes all the way down almost to San Diego.
Yeah,
Well,
no, it's clearly not that wide.
Yeah, no, it goes down to what is it, Irvine?
Something like that, yeah. Now, so what's so sad about that is once again here we are, the taxpayers being taken advantage of by these sorry ass excuse for contractors,
Right.
and their BS, and they're blaming everybody, and oh, we didn't know this, and oh, we didn't know that. I would like for once, just once, that these clowns are held to a higher standard.
Well, guess what? It ain't gonna happen. So get over it because they're gonna find more money. They're gonna give them more money, and they're gonna still be. I guarantee you, it's not gonna be a year. It's gonna be probably more closer to 2 years before it's finished.
But the crappy part is that, I think it's Kiewit is one of the contractors out there, is that these morons will still make all of that money.
Yep.
And then when they're done, it's still not going to improve our drive on that freeway.
Right.
That's the part I don't understand.
And who approved it?
That I don't know. That they were blaming some of the people in LA, and they were naming some of the assemblymen here in LA, but I don't know that they approved that improvement. So
They would have been better off by just putting a high-speed rail from the valley down into Irvine.
Well, but to your point also, one of the things is they're better off just digging a damn tunnel.
Yep.
Just say, okay, so if you're going to go from that area and dump you in, the heart of LA, and then you grab a freeway from there. So it's a straight shot kind of thing.
I think they would have been a lot better off if they would have just went to the 50 or 100 local Home Depots and pick up crews from there, because they would have went in there for a lot cheaper and they would have knocked this crap out quick.
Well, the problem is,
and with quality work, I might add.
But then you're going to be stealing American jobs.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because everybody who's on the crew apparently is fully American. There's not a brown man or a black man on the whole thing.
They're only making $19 an hour. They're probably all union, but
I'm just saying.
You go to Home Depot, they would have done it for $3 an hour and a 6-pack.
Hey, I'm being notified that our first break is coming up here. On the second break, it's going to sound like Arvin is here, but he's really not. We're going to replay a segment from earlier this week. We want to introduce 2 of our sponsors and 2 of the people that we hold near and dear to our hearts, and wanted to give them a shout out. It's going to be the Mikey, help me before I screw it up.
Fireman's Brew,
Fireman's Brew, which does a beer
and sodas, and FireHouse Chefs.
FireHouse Chefs, which
Yes.
is a food truck here in LA. Both of them help firemen. They also donate to the Firemen Fund. So when we come back, it's going to sound a little different, but it's still us.
Stick around.
I think I jumped the gun on that one here because Alan hasn't even set the music. There we go. All right, we're good to go now.
Transmitiendo en vivo en Los Ángeles y alrededor del mundo. Would you like to comment? Get on the radio.
Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com.
The 3 Guys Rant.
We are the 3 Guys Rant, coming to you live every Thursday from 5 to 6.
You can call us at 855-69 The 3 Guys.
It's not the 3 guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 3 guys, Guys, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Hi, I'm Paul Lane, host of the KCAA Morning Show and Bureau Chief here at AM 1050 KCAA. At the age of 22, I was involved in an automobile accident that left me a quadriplegic and confined to a wheelchair. Now, over the years, I've tried many products to help me have more energy, and that was healthy for me to take. About 6 months ago, our CEO, Fred Lundgren, turned me on to pollen bursts. At first, I was skeptical, and then my skepticism turned to optimism. Since then, I've noticed a 50% increase in my energy, mental focus, and my endurance. Pollen Burst has even helped me to have enough energy to exercise every day. And you guys seen me on KCAA TV, and I need to exercise. So why don't you join me? For more information on how you can get your pollen burst, call me toll-free at 855-909-PAUL. That's 855-909-PAUL. Or email me at paul@kcaaradio.com. That's paul@kcaaradio.com. I look forward to hearing from you so we can burst together.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And you can listen to us every Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio. What do we talk about, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
And we dance a whole lot. In fact, if you want to watch us every day, you can go to AaronandKellyLive.com. That's AaronandKellyLive.com.
Check it out.
Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, The Three Guys Rant with our... Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now.
All right, and we're back. And the only thing better than one of the Three Guys ranting is hearing a fireman rant.
Right? Yeah.
Well,
I don't know
that was a lot of F-bombs in that commercial.
All right. Well, we were on break.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I want to start doing it on air.
So we have special in studio guest from the Fireman's Brew, the original Fireman's Brew, I should say, is Rob and Eddie.
Robert,
Yeah,
no
you know
fat
what?
chicks.
We need
Is
to
that
probably differentiate our two companies.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
All right.
You
That sounds
actually,
like
yeah, Rob, if I may, he is the founder of Fireman's Brew, and they are a beverage company basically, and they do beer. They also do soda, which we proudly carry on our Firehouse Chef's food truck, and they also do coffee. And then I'm the founder and owner of Firehouse Chefs, which is basically now kind of a multimedia company, but among other things, we're a catering business. We have a gourmet food truck, and we also have some other things that we're doing in the entertainment space. We also do our own spices and food products.
outstanding. Okay.
And we have basically, our two companies have now teamed up and doing things to kind of promote one another's businesses. Two firefighters that kind of started businesses as entrepreneurs and wanted to kind of utilize the fire service tradition as essentially the inspiration behind our products, and really kind of give back to a lot of things that are kind of near and dear to us. So it's pretty cool that now, obviously with them being a beverage company and us doing food, we're able to kind of get together, and we have now created recipes that utilize the Fireman's Brew products within the cooking that we do, and they post that on their website. And we've even created recipe cards that are eventually going to go into the packaging throughout the country as their products are dispersed.
So, Eddie, I have a question. I know Rob was saying that for the most part he wants to do firemen across the board. Is everybody on your trucks a fireman?
No. We have basically a blend of firefighters and chefs, which is kind of the whole idea behind Firehouse Chefs. So the inspiration, again, is the fact that there are firefighters out there that are very, very good cooks like myself that have gone to culinary school. But then the reality of running a business comes into play. So firefighters, obviously, their profession is their number one career, if you will, and that's what they're going to be devoted to. I do have firefighters from all over the country, and here in the Southern California area especially, that still come out when we do a lot of our charity events, a lot of our larger events, catering gigs, and what have you. But for the everyday gourmet food truck operations, I utilize my staff of chefs and employees.
So what was it? I'm assuming, I don't know, what came first, fireman or cooking?
Well, for me, I started in high school as a firefighter, as a volunteer firefighter. But then shortly after that, I joined the Navy and went to culinary school. So and that's 20 years ago now. So they might be telling you that my car's on fire in the parking lot.
Well, guess what? We have firemen
we got
here.
beer. We can put the fire out.
Yeah, and it can burn, to be honest with you.
I guarantee you, Mike to my left would not let you use the beer to put it out. He'd be like, let it burn, let it burn. No,
anything but the beer.
I was going to say, for Mike, there'd be no...
Quick, everybody, pee on the car.
According to Mike...
You better start drinking here. Let me get the other 12-pack. We'll open it up.
That would be alcohol abuse right
Yeah,
there.
you see, so Mike, Mike's also the one that says, he doesn't go to meetings because it's only for quitters. So
That's right. Plus, I don't want to be anonymous. I want everybody to know.
So how long have you been doing the truck?
The truck, we just completed our first year of business, And we actually we started the catering business about 5 years ago now. So the truck was just kind of the next progression. So now we actually have some interest from other, not only firefighters, but other people out in the business community that have expressed interest in licensing trucks in other cities. So, you know, we have started talking to some people in San Diego, Chicago, the Bay Area. So
to franchise trucks,
right? Either franchise or license, one of the two.
I've never heard of that. I mean, I've heard of that in a business model, but has anybody ever done that before? Because I think even Kogi, that has multiple trucks, are still owned by Kogi.
Correct. Well, Grilled Cheese Food Truck actually just basically they turned into a franchise recently. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, they now have, I believe they have 3 trucks out of L.A., soon to be a truck in Orange County, and 2 or 3 trucks in Phoenix, Arizona. And they've kind of established a franchise packet now, if you will.
That is pretty awesome. That's probably the easiest way to get into, I guess, the restaurant business without that huge overhead.
Which we are, and that's another thing that we are looking at doing as well. I'm actually looking at a space in Long Beach right now for our first FHC kitchen, which is kind of our Firehouse Chef's restaurant concept. Right. So there's a lot of exciting things going on as well.
Heidi, I'm curious, and I know this is slightly off topic, but I come from the food industry.
Yes.
And up until 4 years ago, when we started doing this for years, and as a lot of the trucks were up and coming, restaurants were just decimating you. I mean, you guys were the nastiest words that could be heard.
Right.
Because supposedly you guys were just raking in the dough.
Uh-huh.
You have no overhead. It's nothing but profit. It's the good life.
Mm-hmm. And that's absolutely true. What's the problem?
Well, the reason I asked the question is because he seems like the first real one we've ever met. When he walked in as angry as he was about his car, I thought, he's the one I finally want to ask. And what I'm curious also is how several places went the opposite direction. They opened a restaurant, decided to abandon the restaurant, go into the truck, and yet I find that more and more trucks are going back into a land-based operation.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
Well, and you bring up several key points there, several questions, and it's funny. Even as I meet restaurateurs, if you will, and I try to even talk to them about my restaurant concept, if somebody's been in the restaurant business for years and years and years, they know, and Abe, who's right behind me, he's been in the restaurant world as well as an executive chef and the food truck world. So we've both seen, both sides of it, restaurants and the food truck world. So there's pluses and minuses to both. So a restaurant person might say, like, well, why would you want a brick and mortar restaurant? For exactly the points you were talking about, all the high overhead, the this, the that. You guys have the autonomy of going wherever you want, this and this and that. Well, then there's the small print, and the small print is, I have to have a business license, and and pretty much every community within Los Angeles County that I want to operate in, right? Because everybody wants a piece of the pie. So you start adding up all the fees, you start adding up all the the BS that comes with running a truck, basically, and then it starts kind of becoming a wash as far as why the food truck versus brick and mortar.
That's of late, isn't it? That's where more. And I can say it because I do a lot of fundraising for one of the national charities, and I've watched these cities nitpick you guys to death
because they figured it out.
Okay,
yeah,
because in the beginning it wasn't that way.
Right, you're right, and I think the restaurant industry kind of was like waving the flag, saying, "Hey, check this out. This is basically BS. These guys are killing our business." But now that even the restaurant community, now that they have seen that food trucks are here to stay. And people really appreciate the fact that they can kind of go and explore different cuisine in a not so maybe uptight setting or whatever, and you have that autonomy of sampling different food. We've actually paired up with a lot of restaurants now and have done kind of like their overflow, let's say. Like on a big 4th of July event, for example, a restaurant might say, like, work a deal out with us and figure out, like, we can still bring in a lot more customers, have you guys out there to kind of feed part of the crew, the crowd, and still make money, and they obviously have their bar and they can still have their alcohol sales, and it's kind of a win-win. So I think it's kind of, and the way I look at it too is if you have both, then it's just the best of both worlds. So your food truck is going around town every day as your advertising, if you will, and your billboard for your your brand recognition, and then taking it home to your brick and mortar establishment.
Well, you have a lot of restaurant chains that are putting out now food trucks. Like we know Sizzler is doing it.
Well, that's why I bring it up.
Right. It's been a lot of just pushing trucks out.
But what's funny is, and I guess where I'm going with it is this is a question for both of you, is that Fireman's Brew, I mean, that category as a whole, up until about 3 years ago, we came across a lot of people who would have never used the word new beer, new product, new item, let alone an IPA, craft beer. You had some of the chains like the BJ's and some of the others that were doing the in-house brewing who are starting to gain traction. But most people would have never contemplated putting it out there because in their mind it was locked up.
Over the last year was a 30% growth with craft beer, and then again this year. So the last 2 years has been 30% growth. It's very exciting for our industry because having craft beer like in the 80s, there's a saying that hey, if you were trying to start a beer company,
you were a moonshiner. Weren't you?
You might as well take your money, put it in a barrel, and burn it. Like it just wasn't catching on. It wasn't taking.
See,
it was
we're coming
the
full
palate.
circle. This is coming back to my point. The reason I was asking what exactly the definition of a microbrewery is, or any of that, is because there's actually one here. Well, not really a microbrewery, but that's all they serve. I don't think they have any big name in there. But on the wall, they have, interesting facts. And the one that stood out to me the most, actually the only one I remember, is that since 1880, 2012 had the most microbreweries in the country.
That are opening, correct?
Correct.
Right.
Now, it didn't say that they were open throughout the year. Some might have opened, some might have closed, but as a whole, in the whole year,
I think it's almost doubled or tripled. It's up to like 3,000 or 4,000.
Right,
I think
it was like 2,880 in 2012.
I think it's almost 3,000, yeah. And we'll have to see the numbers at the end of 2013 going into 2014. And we discussed off the air real quick, Miller went ahead and sold Corona for $22 billion, and I'm hearing that they're now looking in, more craft beers, or looking into those craft beers. So and it's great. I'm so excited, and Eddie, being in Los Angeles, you walked into a bar before, and what did you see? You saw Bud, you saw Miller, right, and you might have seen Stella or something, and that's all you saw. 3 tap handles. All the bars you go into now, some of them 30, 60, 100 tap handles, and they've got chalkboards up on the wall, and they have some of them are now going to video screens that are up on the wall with all their different craft beers, because I think America as a whole is finally gotten up and stood up and said, hey, you know what, we will enjoy a better tasting beer.
Well, let me ask you this. The Yard House, for example, I think they pride themselves on having 100 different
We're in the Yard House, by the way.
And they're in Dodger Stadium too.
Yeah, we're in Dodger Stadium too. So.
That's awesome.
Be careful.
Yeah. So that that was my question. So is it because I don't even know if it's 100 beers or 100 taps. I think it's 100 taps.
It's 50. It's 100. Correct. It's 100 taps. It's 50 that are mirrored. So but it's really exciting. When I walk into the Art House, I get excited, and I always try to. Even though
is it the women in the room?
It's the beer.
Oh,
I love to walk up and down, and just say, hey, what's out there? What's new? What tastes good? Like, let's try this. Well, and you know what? My palate's different than everybody else's. I might try something and not,
Here is the coolest thing that I found out maybe about 6 months ago, that I think every Tuesday they have a random 6-pack.
Right.
Now, I didn't know that. I'm like, are those like the handicap beers? What's with that placard just hanging there?
I think that I don't want to touch that one.
Is that a new term, really? A handicap beer?
I was going to leave it alone.
I'm not going to touch that one.
No. I didn't mean, I meant as in maybe the tap's broken kind of thing, not as in beers that handicap people drink.
Wow. All right. We're coming to the top of the hour.
Handle deficient beer.
There you go.
How can we?
Eddie said that. I did.
Just like our brain deficient co-host over here.
Wow. All right. We're coming to the top of the first hour. Those of you sick enough to stick around for the second hour, we'll be right back after the break. We've got special in-studio guests, the Fireman's Brew and what's the name of the truck before it's
Firehouse food truck.
Firehouse Chefs.
Firehouse Chefs. We'll be right back after this.
We supply the words. You paint the picture. AM 1050 KCAA.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
This segment's sponsored by Mucho Macho Michelada. Whenever you got to spice up your beer, Mucho Macho Michelada is for you. Only real men.
Did you say mucho macho?
Mucho Macho, baby, where the real men come to drink.
Hey, I don't always drink michelada, but when I do, I drink mucho macho michelada.
If only Arvin could be a little more mucho macho.
Will it put some hair on my chest?
No, but te quema entrando y saliendo.
Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, The Three Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The Three Guys Rant starts now.
All right, and we're back from the break. I'm sorry about that exit. We forgot to chop off that it wasn't the top of the hour, but it was on the halfway point, so I'm glad you stuck around and hung out with us.
Are they still around?
I would hope so.
Anybody out there? Anybody out there?
We never seem to know.
Bueller.
So, one of the things I wanted to talk about here is... You recognize that music, Mikey?
Love that music, man. My favorite TV show.
That is the creepiest music on television.
It's awesome, though.
Yeah, there's just something about that.
But I think what makes it creepy, too, is the images that they're showing us. The music is playing.
For those of you that don't know the name of the show, it is Southland. And we're on pins and needles, man, hoping that it's going to come back. There's a lot of rumor and speculation.
And then what's messed up is the actors don't even know.
Right. It was a really strong ending, and we don't know who's coming back and who's not. We don't even know if the show's coming back at all.
Ending, man. I mean, wow.
The last two episodes were was it 2 or 3 episodes?
The last two. I think the last three were really, they were really strong, man.
So as far as series go, it's a shame. I hope they don't go away. But the other reason I wanted to start with something that kind of creepy, there's a movement going on. Apparently, it's been going on for a couple of years now. It's starting to pick up steam, and I figured
Occupy Wall Street.
Those losers, don't even bring them up.
Let's go.
The new movement is live on $1.50 a day.
That's right.
Live on $1.50 a day.
That's right.
Okay.
You think you can do it?
I could.
You could.
Yeah, but
you're out of your damn mind.
I'll keep it.
No way in hell you can do it.
It says, but our version, according to what they're doing here, is you just got to be able to eat on $1.50 a day.
Right.
Okay, well, between a married couple, that's $3 a day.
What can you eat on $3 a day?
You're just gonna have to be cooking your meals.
Okay, but $3 a day.
Go to the dollar store.
Okay, so you buy 3 items.
No, that's just it, though. You can't be, you can't go crazy with it. $3 at a dollar store these days?
You buy 3 items. It's a dollar store. You buy 3 items.
Yeah, but
what the hell are you going to buy?
An 8-pack of hot dogs.
Okay.
A pound of rice.
Okay.
And some veggies.
Okay. What veggies at a dollar store?
See, that's because you're an elitist and a snob. You haven't been in so long.
Shut the hell up.
Okay?
Talking about elites and snobs.
See, those of us, like me, who are frugal
and
how we live.
My ass.
Okay, I'm going to share. There's a chain here for those of you on the West Coast. I don't think it's nationwide yet. The 99-cent only store has a full produce section now.
Yeah, but what do you buy for 99 cents? You buy like three little pieces of vegetables.
No. You can get a bag of apples. You can get a bag of tomatoes.
Tell you what, why don't we do that?
Get a 3-pound bag of russet potatoes.
Okay, quit talking and just do it. Okay, and we'll document it, and we'll share it with the streaming audience and the listening audience.
It's fine with me.
Fine with you, my ass.
You can't do it. See, your problem is the reason you can't do it is because aside from the fact that you couldn't do it, in your home,
you're
ruled by a 3-year-old.
I could do it. You know why?
Why? I
just buy me a big tub at the 99-cent only store of peanuts. I eat nothing but peanuts.
Okay, for the record, I tried buying your peanuts here because we have to share an office, and I buy this elephant his peanuts to keep him happy.
Y me dice elefante por la tronca que tengo.
They don't sell enough peanuts there for $1 to get you through one sitting.
That's my freaking weakness. Weakness?
What are you, a wicked witch?
Yeah, peanuts, almonds, You know.
Oh, okay. So that's not your only weakness. Apparently, the English language is also one of your weaknesses.
That,
okay.
Cold beer and hot women.
Wow. Okay. So that being said, I'm telling you that the missus and I could live on $3 a day.
I'm telling you that I've known you over 20 years, and you're out of your damn mind.
I could do it.
So, yeah, you can.
I could do it 10 times easier than you could.
No, you couldn't.
I could, because you know why? Because in my house, I rule. Okay?
Bro.
So don't even start with me, because in your house,
bro,
you are led, baby. You are told what to do.
You know why you couldn't
You
do
are
it
a kept
on
woman, is
$1.50
what
a day?
you is.
Because today, your lunch, today alone, your lunch was about $12.
This is you.
Okay?
Are you a Mexican or a Mexican?
You're a Puerto Rican can't.
Today,
Okay?
your lunch,
You're a Puerto
just
Rican
your lunch
can't.
alone was about $12, and obviously wasn't enough because your blood sugar is dropping or something because you're delusional.
First of all,
you're talking.
My lunch was $12
nonsense
because I was supporting one of our sponsors. Okay?
No, it was a good lunch, but
I was supporting the sponsor.
Not enough calories because you're.
I was
you're
supporting.
flustered
All right,
and
I'll
you're
tell you
talking
what.
smack.
I'm going to put it
and,
out there. I'm going to put it out there. Yes, Alan, I'm sorry. I know I said the rhymes with. Oh, it was Mikey that said it? Oh, okay. Mikey, you can't say the word that rhymes with the fish bass. All right.
In what country? What are we?
We're communists now.
We're in Cuba?
So, we are back. I am out of town next week. Thank goodness. So the show will actually probably be better in my absence. But I will not be here on the 2nd of May. But I am back on the 9th. So I'll tell you what. The week of the 6th through the 10th. Okay. Actually, we'll do it for the 4 days up until the show. Because I don't even think you can go 3 days. But we'll document 3 days. So on the 9th, we'll see if you were able to live on $4.50.
Why $4.50?
Because you get $1.50 a day.
Oh, so you're talking for the 3 days?
Because the rest of your family's not going to go on it with you.
But here's the thing: are we going to do it? Okay, every day. Here you go. You have $1.50. Feed your fat. But
easy
for the whole day. Or are you, knowing you say, well, no, it's $4.50 a day. So let me go buy $4.50 worth of food, and make it last 3 days.
What's the difference?
It's a huge difference.
No, there's not.
There is.
No, there's not. They're talking about people in other countries.
Trying to find loopholes.
No, sir.
Where there are none.
No, sir. There are people in other countries who they're saying make $1.50 a day.
Well, here's the thing. Before we forget about why they're doing this, the movement is basically trying to show people what it is like to live in extreme poverty. So there's a lot of celebrities that are doing it because apparently an estimated 1.4 billion people around the globe live on less than $1.50 a day.
Now, the problem with that statement is we're saying to do a food challenge here.
Right.
In other parts of the world, that $1.50 has to cover everything.
Right.
Housing, food, some of them who run generators, electricity, fuel, whatever they need to make and whatever they need to live.
But here's the thing. Last year, more than 15,000 people accepted the challenge and raised $3 million.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been better if those 15,000 people just donated about a couple $100 a piece? And
it doesn't work that way, though, because most people don't have it liquid. And I agree with you. And looking at this challenge, one of the things that I was thinking is, why not just say somebody like Mike, who eats like a horse, cooks for himself because, he says his wife won't cook for him.
Porque parezco burro.
So I'm just saying.
De la cintura para abajo.
That they won't feed him at home. So Mikey has to feed himself. So why not go to Mikey's house and say, okay, give me $40. I'll give you back $7.50. There's your donation.
For what?
For the cause.
I ain't doing this for no cause.
So what do you think you spend a week in food?
Honestly, I don't know because I don't go to the. I don't know.
All right,
it's one of those things. What do we feel like eating today? Let's go buy it.
So Alan, what do you think? Alan doesn't have a mic in front of him, and Arvin's not here because Arvin can't do it. He would die. But I say,
Arvin? Oh,
I say that we do it the week of the 9th. And to your point, we document it for 3 days before the show.
So to make sure it's fair, what we're gonna do is the 3 guys rant are gonna live in studio for those 3 days.
Out of your damn mind. I'm not
that
living
way,
with you guys.
Everybody's monitored.
I'm not living
no,
with
hell
you
no.
guys.
Oh, we're gonna trust you? No.
I'm not living with you guys. No.
So we're gonna be locked in the studio.
No.
All right,
No.
and we're gonna open one of the windows. We're gonna take off the
so
paneling.
To the charity, I will donate $200
so
to
people
avoid
can come
doing this
and look at us and
I
laugh.
Could not live with these 2 barbarians. There is no way.
That's what I thought.
Alan says he wants to quarantine us in here, and I say, hell no. I couldn't be with you 2, man.
Why not, man?
First of
There's
all, you guys
plenty
are
of room here.
disgusting to be around as it is,
We
and I have an open office.
bringing a few cots.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. And then Arvin spends most of his day trying to grab you. Lock him in a room? Oh, forget it, dude.
I'd have to sleep with an eye open.
Well, you know what? Your snoring alone would keep us all awake, so it wouldn't be a problem.
That's true.
All right. We're coming to the break right now. Alan is sending us away. If you got any comments, 855-69, 3 guys. We'll be right back after the break. Stick around.
The 3 guys rant.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And you can listen to us every Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio. What do we talk about, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
And we dance a whole lot. In fact, if you want to watch us every day, you can go to AaronandKellyLive.com. That's AaronandKellyLive.com.
Check it out.
We are the 3 Guys Rant, coming to you live every Thursday from 5 to 6.
You can call us at 855-69, the 3 guys.
It's not the 3 guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69, 3 guys, G-U-Y-S, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Thank you, Inland Empire, for listening to KCAA Radio.
Streaming live from Los Angeles and worldwide, the 3 Guys Rant with Arvin, Mike, and Phil. Check out our website at www.the3guysrant.com. The 3 Guys Rant starts now.
Okay, we're back for our final segment.
Yeah, that was a quick break, man.
I'll tell you what it was, but it was, I'll tell you what it was. Like that. You are tearing up my English here. But there's a new measure being weighed here for California. And that was all over the news this morning for those of you following it. A 1 cent per ounce tax on soda.
Whew, I thought you were going to say on weight for your tags or something like that, because that'd be screwed.
Well, you know, what's funny is at first I thought, well, you know, how big of a deal is that? You know, I mean, who cares?
1
if
cent
they
an ounce.
1 cent an ounce.
It's nothing.
Well, it's nothing, but then you're going to jump on your bandwagon about the poor and the needy, and they can't have a double gulp. That's 128 ounces.
All right, well,
so it's going to cost them $1.28 an extra
since
tax.
they're living on only $1.50, they shouldn't be buying no double gulps. Damn it!
I'm just saying, man. I mean, you're the one that's always crying about the poor and crying about the needy.
No, but I
so
mean,
now they want to keep you from being fat, so they're going to tax
that
you.
ain't going to do it.
It's a penny, damn it! It's a penny.
A penny an ounce.
A penny an ounce. So again, a big gulp would run you. You know,
is that how many ounces in a big gulp?
Well, you know, the giant one is 64.
Right.
And I think the new one they were talking about today, they said it's a double gulp. So that's a gallon.
Yeah.
That's a gallon. Mary's on line 1. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead, Mary.
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, I lived on $2 a day when I was homeless for 1 year, and my parents were millionaires. I gave up money to try to find God, and then ended up poorer than a third-world country person.
Okay. And how did it go?
Well, my boyfriend got food out of the garbage, and most of the $2 a day was for a bus pass for the day, and 1 55-cent cup of coffee at Burger King in the morning where I, kept myself clean.
Okay, and
I got nothing.
All right.
Okay,
so how are you doing? How are you doing today, there, Mary?
Well, I'm no longer homeless, but I still live very frugally. In fact, it was just at the 99-cent store. I make bread from scratch and make everything from scratch, all the sauces, and I have used leftover fruits and things and vegetables to make soups. More like decaying, older vegetables.
Now, Mary, are you now? Okay, let me ask you a question. Though you're talking about the older vegetables, and you say you go to the dollar stores a lot. Have you found that somebody could feasibly now? Again, obviously not being homeless, and I understand. We're not talking about rent, and we're not talking about all the other bills. But can somebody eat, or a couple eat off of $3 a day, in your experience?
Yeah, I think you could, but remember that you might need things like that you might already have on hand, like flour, sugar, coffee and tea and stuff like that. It's kind of difficult to do that, but I think you could.
Ooh, that's a good one. I hadn't thought about that. We'd have to give up coffee. For
No,
those
man,
three-
because
all those little things, the little extra things that cost money to buy, but you'd probably be using like maybe 2 tablespoons of sugar. You could calculate the cost of all that if you really wanted to.
Plus, you can go to McDonald's and just steal their packets.
Right, exactly. What is?
Hey, Mary, so are you? Is your family still rich?
Yeah, my family is rich, but they're really horrible. They kidnapped my daughter, and then I've had probably one of the worst lives that a person could have. The abuse in my own family was the worst case of child abuse that ever has been in history, I think. And so,
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but are you doing better today?
well, I have a child who she was actually kidnapped twice, once by my family, and then Child Protective Services took her away because they couldn't understand. I mean, I never had a trial. I didn't do anything wrong, and she's like my major worry because she doesn't know how to make money. So as long as I have food and clothing, I am happy.
All right. Well, Mary, thank you so much for calling in and sharing with us.
Thank you for calling, and good luck. Stay healthy.
Yes, what I want is a car. Okay, goodbye.
All right, thank you.
For her.
Okay.
You see, you can't do it, man. I'm telling you.
Well, you know what? She had a good point. The coffee threw me for a loop.
What coffee, man? What did you think? It was just a meal? What about everything else?
I can drink water.
Okay.
I'm okay with the water.
So if you buy your bag of rice, you're not going to put any salt or oil or nothing in it, right? Your vegetables, the same thing.
No, but see, that's where you're wrong, because if you buy, again, you're right. Where I would have, according to you, cheated, but no bottled water has to be tap water. Thanks, Alan. Okay.
Yep.
What I'm saying where I would have cheated is, yes, I would amortize my $7.50 into $15 so I could buy some tomato sauce. I could buy the rice. I'd buy a week's worth.
Okay, let's start next week. We start living in the studio.
I'm not living with you guys.
There you go.
Are you kidding? Mary brought up a good point. You know what a rat bastard you are without coffee?
What? So
you're difficult to live with without.
No, but the problem is we can acquire some instant coffee, and you don't even have to prepare. You can just swallow a spoonful at a time.
You've seen the Snickers commercials. You've seen the other ones where they become all the nasty people when they don't have a Snickers.
Mhm.
Okay. Recognize how Arvin is. If he doesn't get his 17 meals a day, that's why I didn't include him in that topic.
Arvin couldn't even.
Okay, he can't go 3 hours. I mean, the guy's got low blood sugar or puff and stuff syndrome or some big grape ape kind of thing going on.
It's not fair that he's not here to defend himself. But screw him. Let's talk about him.
If we don't look, this is Arvin without lunch. Oh, and I have no sound effect.
$1 makes me holler, honey, boo boo.
Okay, that's Arvin. And what does he do at 5 o'clock? What's his favorite saying? Time to work with no shoes.
Time to work with no shoes.
Can you imagine him locked in a room? He'd be walking around in his pink tanga. There'd be no clothes on.
He has shown up to the office in his bathrobe.
That was filthy on so many levels.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think people can do it. If you're used to living above the poverty line, I don't think you can adjust to living on just $1.50 a day. I just don't see it.
Well, you don't, because you live like the high and mighty.
I mean,
I'm just saying that some of us who understand what it is just say, "Oh, you got to
understand what it is."
I know what it is to
do what?
$1. Okay, I'm not.
You are
like
Longoria.
That's right.
Eva and all of them,
Go ahead.
Caller.
Cranky, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
What do you want? You're not here. We're enjoying it without you.
This is time to work with no shoes. It's after 5 o'clock.
Oh man!
You made me stop my meal eating just to call in.
You know what? Whoever's screening the calls, you're fired.
Huh?
Okay, I want to know. Okay, now if I'm not mistaken, you're out with Little Sauce, right?
That was his 2012 name. He's got a 2013 name.
And that is
2013 name.
What is it?
Unfortunately, I can't say it on the air.
Okay, all I want to know is why are you playing with little boys? Why are you not at work today?
Because it is National Silly Boy Day.
Okay, you are filthy on so many levels, and I have to tell you, this has been the most pleasant. How long is it now? 54 minutes of a show we've had in years.
Hey, numbnuts, can you live on the $1.50 a day?
On $1.50 a day?
Yeah.
Sure. I take my $1, go to a strip club, put a string on it. I could be there all day drinking the meter for free.
And they'll feed you for free?
That's right.
You know what? Arvin's got a good point, because Arvin would find a way to get in to a bar, to one of those with no cover charge. They do a buffet lunch.
Yeah, but you got to pay for the buffet lunch. It's not free because you're there.
No,
You see, if you show up right when they open, there is no cover charge because they want to keep the employees happy. So I show up early, put a string on my dollar, and I can sit there till about midnight, no problem, and have my 17 meals there.
It ain't going to happen.
I'm just saying. I talk from experience.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. We're sorry you're not here. Too bad. Oh, he went to the tunnel.
Man. Oh, we lost him.
Oh, he went underground. It was
we
sad.
lost him.
That was
It
horrible.
must be bad cell phone reception.
All right. So we've only got about 4 minutes left. What do you want to say to people?
I want to say, people, you can't do it. No, I mean, it's interesting how this movement, according to you, is going around. I didn't really think of it as a movement because I just heard about it this week. But the thing I want to just real quickly cover is we've talked about before how celebrities get away with stuff. People with money in general get away with stuff.
And they should.
And they should. Yeah, of course, because they're like you.
Right.
High rollers.
Okay.
That can live on
I just wanna make
$1.50
sure-
a day.
I just want to make
Okay?
sure that I'm included in there. But go ahead.
Kim Kardashian and Kanye West skipped through a security checkpoint at JFK. Their plane came in from Brazil. They went through customs, and then their schedule was kind of tight to catch a connecting flight. And somebody walked them, an airline employee walked them through security, bypassing everything so they can catch the damn flight.
So what's your problem with that?
The hell, I can't do that. You can't do that.
First of all,
okay,
hold on.
That is BS.
First
right
of
there,
all,
man.
hold on. You aren't really even allowed on a plane because you're so nasty.
Hey, no, they took me off the no-fly list.
Okay.
I've been reinstated.
When these kind of people fly, okay, the pretty people, the famous people, the rich people, the people with a set of knockers like that, okay, when they fly, they're paying premium dollars. So if you want to drop $3,000,
If they're paying premium dollars, they should have flown in on a private jet.
If you want to pay $3,000 a seat, I guarantee you will get special treatment.
You can walk through security.
If
No, you
dropping-
can't.
If you're dropping that kind of coin and you're going to go where the plane, they want you to come back, yes.
No.
Brother, I'm sure it happens all the
What
time.
country you living in? No, it doesn't happen all the time.
Sure
Otherwise,
it
it'd be in the
does.
news all the time.
No, it wouldn't be. The only reason it's in the news is because it's Kanye and Kim. But people with money, people that are celebrities.
People with real money take private jets where they don't have to go through security.
Okay, be that as it may, you're just a hater. I don't know why you hating on the rich people.
That's BS. Then what about Reese Witherspoon, man?
What about
She's
her? She
so
had a bad
beautiful,
day.
man. I know she had a bad day, but that's the thing you never say, man. Do you know who I am? That's where she messed up. I think, trying to use her celebritydom.
Okay, we'll go with that.
To get out of try to get her husband out. I mean, I can see her fighting for her husband, and being upset about it. But come on, man, when you tell a cop, "Do you know who I am?" That's when you messed up.
Well,
Look at what happened to Larry Craig, the senator. When he got busted over there trying to pick up a guy at the airport restroom.
Hey. He had a wide stance.
Yeah, and he handed the guy his card and told the cop, "Well, what do you think about that?" And the guy looked at him and said, "Well, I think you're screwed, Senator."
He all I'm saying is everybody does it. You've heard of mayors doing it in local cities. I think it's just one of those things. It's human nature. People are just trying to get away with it.
Yeah, trying to get away with it. The problem is most of the people who try to get away with it end up getting arrested.
All right, so we're coming down to the top of the wire. I just wanted to reiterate my position. The Lakers suck. They'll lose 2 more times and possibly be eliminated before next week's show. I'm sorry I won't be here to ridicule them, but if they do get eliminated, I will make it a point to call in from Orlando just to remind Mike how much his team
Laker
sucks.
Nation, stand strong.
Okay,
we're
so,
coming back.
I say they're going to get
coming
blown out
back.
in 4. That's my projection. Mike says otherwise. He says they were just toying with us.
Well, you know, since the Cowboys have already been eliminated from next year's playoffs, he's just bitter. So don't listen to him. All right?
That's another edition of the Three Guys Rant on KCAA, NBC News Radio 1050 AM. Thanks for listening. We'll be back.
Later.